holiness. He stretched out his hand to you. God sent reprimand and reproof to get your attention, and you ignored all of that. God said the table is going to turn. Now, I'm almost through. And he said when the table turns, it's going to find you in your day of calamity. Day of calamity is a day of distress and a day of grand anguish. And you won't be looking for somebody, and you're going to call on me, and I'm going to just look at you, and I'm going to look. You've been laughing, and you've been making fun. You said you do what you want to do, and because you have done something you ought not have done and seem to have gotten away with it, you said there is no God. I've got something waiting for you. In your day of calamity, you're going to look for somebody. You're going to call on me, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to. I also will laugh. I will mock you. You know, God has a sense of humor. But what God thinks is funny may not be what we think is funny. And he said, you're going to look for me, but you're going to go be able to find him. I know how to hide myself from you. Who is it that God is going to laugh at? He's going to laugh at those who have made up their own of righteousness. Those who have operated on their own idea. Those who have written their own Bible. The simple one. Who is it that God is going to laugh? He's going to laugh at those who are always making fun of his people and making fun of his word and making fun of God. He also will laugh. He's going to laugh at the fool who despises teaching. You're going to want somebody to tell you something, but you're not going to find it there. And in the meantime, I will laugh. Yeah. He says in the verses that recorded here, in the day of calamity, in the day of your disastrous event, in the day of your distress, your lasting distress and suffering, you're going to look for a deliverer. But I won't be there. I'll be laughing at you. Do you see that? Now, I am saddled with the responsibility to do my utmost today to remind you that God does laugh. And remind you that God is a great communicator. And God is one who seeks to reprimand. And the reprimand of the Lord must not be taken lightly. And the call of God must not be ignored. When God stretches his hand out to you, you ought to respond. When God calls for you, you ought to answer the call of God. his call. As you hear the hammer ringing, is his call. Yes. Can you hear his calling today as he cries out, Father, 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 forgive them. They know not what they're doing. Father, Father, oh Lord, can you hear him calling as he said, into thy hand I commend my spirit. He's calling as he hung his head in the locks of his shoulder. Yeah, he's calling as he went down in a cold tomb. My Lord, he's called as he resurrected on the third day morning. Listen to the word he's saying. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden. I will give you rest. Yeah. He will give you rest today. And not only will you dwell in safety, he said you will be in calm, fear of evil. My Lord, in other words, Solomon is saying, you'll be able to experience the thing my daddy talked about when he said he went through